O ngayon, dito na tayo sa mismong sinabi ni Mercado na binigyan siya ng siyam na na envelope na may pangalan na Hope. May nakasulat na Hope. Pero na-discover niya later, may nag-inform sa kanya kasi hindi man daw niya binubuksan na malamang padula sa kanya para hindi siya umimik. Pero umimik pa rin. Mga kababayan, hindi niya gusto yung ganyang kalakaran, kaya pinagre-resign siya. Ito naman po yung bago naming product na binibenta online. iGlow Serum, whitening po siya. Tingnan ninyo yung epekto sa aking anak na architect before and now. Yung mga inquiries po ninyo, dumiretso na lang kayo sa kanyang Facebook account, Riz Maravillas. Sabi dito mga kababayan sa kahindik na balita, yung fund misuse mga kababayan ni Inday Sara has breached plunder threshold, lumampas pa sa plunder threshold mga kababayan. Yan ang sabi dito sa balita as published by Philippine Daily Inquirer. Isang kasong pandarambong. Ito yung lumabas mga kababayan sa sinasagawang investigation ng House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability. Yan po mga kababayan. At as usual, mga kababayan, hindi po nagpakita ni isa man sa Office of the Vice President at gustong ipaterminate ni Inday yung investigasyon because it is unnecessary daw. Yan sabi dito sa balita ng Philippine Daily Inquirer, Sara Duterte to skip unnecessary House probe into the Office of the Vice President funds. In a letter dated September 23 and made public by the Office of the Vice President, ngayong araw na to, Duterte said that the hearing was unnecessary and was based on unsubstantiated allegations made by Manila 2nd District Representative Rolando Valeriano during his privilege speech. Sabi po ni Inday, yung claims niya can be easily verified through accomplishment report submitted by the Office of the Vice President and the Commission on Audit. Clearly niya, malinaw na ang ginagawang formal inquiry or hearing on the matter is unnecessary. Sabi po sa kanyang sulat mga kababayan, addressed to the House Committee on Good Governance and Public Accountability. In fact, sabi ni Inday, the invitation of the committee itself lacks any clear legislative objective or contemplated legislation that is expected as an outcome of the deliberation. Considering the aforementioned, I reiterate my request to terminate this inquiry immediately. Commenting on the matter may directly or indirectly impede, obstruct, or degrade the administration of justice. Ngayon, mga kababayan, kahit hindi pumunta si Inday at gusto niyang ipaterminate ang investigasyon ng Congress, siyempre, hindi siya yung masusunod. Pinagpatuloy ng Congress, mga kababayan, ang investigasyon at sumingaw na nga po ng sumingaw yung mga kahindik-hindik na revelasyon. Ito po, ibinulgar mga kababayan ni dating Education Undersecretary Gloria Humamil Mercado that VP Sara Duterte's Chief of Staff asked her to resign after she raised several concerns regarding the procurement for the agency's computerization program. Nasyak po yung Yusek. Gusto siya na mag-resign daw. Mercado made the revelation at the hearing of the House of Representatives Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability, saying that Duterte's Chief of Staff, Yusek Sulaika Lopez, as the person who asked her to resign. Mercado said this request from Lopez came after she opposed suggestions from former Education Assistant Secretary Reynold Monsayak that bidders in the computerization program should just discuss among themselves the fate of the bidding. Dapat tayo-tayo lang yung nag-uusap. Alam na mga kababayan pa ganyan. Mercado also claimed to have received envelopes, a total of 9, containing cash while she was at DepEd. She said she did not open this but learned upon her leaving the office that it contained 50,000 pesos cash. May palaman po, and possibly suhol po ito sa kanya. Pero hindi siya pumayag, mga kababayan. Ngayon, ibigay ko sa inyo yung kanyang testimony. But before ko, mga kababayan, ibigay sa inyo yung testimony ni Yusek Mercado, click subscribe muna dito sa ating YouTube channel and hit the notification bell para lagi po kayong updated sa mga kaganapan dito sa ating bansa. Like and share na rin po ninyo ng ating video at huwag na rin po ninyo na skip yung ating mga commercial ads para tuloy-tuloy lang ang pag-unlad ng Bagong Pilipinas. Itong ating programa, mga kababayan, atid sa inyo nitong ating mga sponsors. Firmax Firming and Lifting Cream. Pinapay po sa mga pulses in affected area. Mainam po ito sa mga pains at paninigas ng mga kaso-kasuan. Ito sa mukha naman yung application, anti-aging, Automax po siya. Ito ay Glow 60, mga kababayan. Whitening po siya. Made in South Korea. Ito naman po, Nengxia Red Mix Fruit Drink. Gawa po siya sa goji berry. May anti-cancer properties po siya. At sa mga nagana po ng malinis and spacious fitness gym, pumunta lang po kayo sa aming Colossal Fitness Gym. May Grab car rental din po kami. At bills payment po sa aming office. At saka sa mga mahilig po sa mga imported bags, manood po kayo sa live selling ni Madam Eileen Rosales sa kanyang Eileen Closet po. Pati mga shoes, ito yung kanya po. Ito yung kanyang page. Kita ninyo, napakagandang mga online selling po siya. Si Madam Eileen Rosales. Cellphone number niya po, 773-798-7816. Ngayon, balikan natin itong kahindik-hindik na revelasyon ni Yusek Mercado, mga kababayan, sa kanya pong sinumpaang salaysay. So ito po siya, pakinggan natin, mga kababayan.
But, you have a statement. Meron po kayong statement na sasabihin, you are now recognized.
Chair, before I start, I just want to say that this is a very difficult thing to do, and I apologize to my children who didn't like me to join this this session, and also my colleagues who are my friends, but I have to read my statement. My name is Gloria Humamil Mercado, and I have dedicated over 40 years to public service in the government of the Philippines. In my last year with government, I served as the Undersecretary for Human Resource and Organizational Development of the Department of Education. I was appointed as DepEd Undersecretary by President Marcos, as recommended by Vice President Sara Semerman Duterte in 2022, and I assumed office in August of 2022 and February 2022. In February 2023, I was designated as the head of the procuring entity of DepEd. As one of the signatories of DepEd's checking account, alongside Undersecretary for Finance, Annalyn Sevilla, I signed checks related to all funds, and recall that some of the checks that I signed amounted to 37,500,000 pesos. Between February 2023 to September 2023, I received a total of 9 envelopes labeled Hope. My concurrent position at DepEd.
May markang Hope.
These envelopes were handed to me, mostly the Assistant Secretary, Sunshine Fajarda, which she says came directly from Vice President Duterte. What what she would typically say as she hands the envelope. It would appear that I received this envelope by virtue of my office as Hope. Attorney Fajarda is the wife of Edward Fajarda, who is the Special Disbursement Officer. Although the exact date evades recollection, sometimes during the course of my tenure with DepEd, a member of my staff informed me that an inquiry was made by one of our officers in the field that
malinaw na mga kababayan, padulas yung 50,000. Ano man po yun? Tapos may markang Hope.
Such information to him was
may nakasulat na Hope.
My affirmed that it was upon the instruction of the Office of the Secretary. Evidently, it would appear that regional directors and other employees of the field would also receive sums on top of the regular salaries. Sometimes in October 2023, as the likelihood of a bidding failure for DepEd computerization have become apparent, I was approached by Attorney Monsayak, and he suggested in the presence of other officials who was with me that the bidders should just discuss among themselves. Mag-usap-usap na lang para hindi masayang yung pera ng 2023. I firmly asserted that the procurement must be implemented and conducted in strict adherence with the rules. Sometimes in the 3rd or 4th week of October, I was summoned by Zulaika Lopez, the Chief of Staff of the Vice President and Undersecretary of the OVP. I was informed that I should tender my resignation effective that day. I refused to resign and I insisted on departing from service through voluntary retirement. The timing of my meeting with Ms. Zulaika struck me as more than coincidental. It gave me the impression that my candid responses was the real reason behind the push to relieve me of my office. It was as if I had become an unwelcome obstacle, despite simply doing my job as Hope and Undersecretary of Human Resources of DepEd.
Gusto niya
there were
tamang
other
sistema
and assistant secretaries who were summoned also, and were also summoned, all of the same purpose of informing
nang ayaw niyang sumunod sa sistema nila, gusto siyang papagbitiwin.
I signed my affidavit.
So ngayon, dito tayo sa interpellation sa kanya.
Thank you po, ma'am, sa inyong statement.
Dito tayo sa pagtatanong ni Congressman Dan Fernandez.
Your credibility and your capacity to lead yung sa Yolanda rehabilitation.
I was actually wearing two hats, Mr. Chair. The first one is I was the commander of the Naval Forces Reserve, Eastern Visayas. I'm a Commodore po of the Philippine Navy Reserve.
So reservist po kayo ng
Yes,
ng
po,
Navy?
Sir. Yes, sir. And second is that I was the Senior Vice President and Dean of the Development Academy of the Philippines. And we were asked by Senator Ping Lacson, of then Presidential Advisor for the Yolanda Rehabilitation, to develop a course for the 179 municipalities and towns that were affected by which we call the Yolanda Corridor. So we customized a program for them, and they didn't come up with a thesis. It's a master's degree. What became out, each of the planner will come out with a new town plan that is on a build better framework.
So in other words, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair pala, and Madam Gloria, yung buong trabaho po ninyo para maintindihan po ng in a layman's term, no? Yung naging trabaho nyo as Senior Vice President po ba kayo ng Development Academy of the Philippines?
Yes po.
If I may, no, ito po bang trabaho nyo dito, kung ilalagay po natin para mas maintindihan natin, kayo po yung nagte-train para dun sa mga career executive. Am I correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So in other words, your capacity as one of the pillars of the Development Academy of the Philippines is to give ammunition to those affected doon sa sa Yolanda strategy. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Were you also a pioneer nung tinatawag natin sa Development Security Program for the Command and General Staff ng College ng Armed Forces of the Philippines?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Were you a part of it?
Kasi as also a reservist po, I realized that yung nag-aaral sa Command and General Staff College, we only get a certificate of a Command and General Staff course. So naisip namin sa DAP is to twin a program. We expanded the training so that pag-graduate nila sa Command and General Staff College, hindi lamang sila certified of the Command and General Staff course, meron din silang Masters in Public Management, Major in Development and Security.
So, yan, kwenta background ng career background mga kababayan nitong witness. Si Yusek Mercado ng DepEd. O ngayon, dito na tayo sa mismong sinabi ni Mercado na binigyan siya ng siyam na na envelope na may pangalan na Hope. May nakasulat na Hope. Pero na-discover niya later, may nag-inform sa kanya kasi hindi man daw niya binubuksan na malamang padula sa kanya para hindi siya umimik. Pero umimik pa rin, mga kababayan. Hindi niya gusto yung ganyang kalakaran. Kaya pinagre-resign siya. Pakinggan natin yung pagtatanong po ni Representative Kua ng Maynila.
Check ng DepEd.
We were 9 po.
Siyam po. Ano-ano po yung mga USEC na to?
USEC for Finance, Admin, Infrastructure. Infra? Yeah. We were Admin, Finance, Curriculum, Human Resource and Organizational Development.
Pakilakasan po,
Human Resource and Organizational Development, Operations, Planning, Procurement, and the Chief of Staff.
May USEC for Procurement po?
Sir, the USEC for Procurement was a product of an organizational review which we did when we came into into DepEd.
Okay. So, as USEC for Human Resources and Organizational Development, kayo rin po ay na-designate as head ng procuring entity.
Only in 2023, sir. February 2023.
So, dalawa po yung function ninyo. USEC po kayo ng Human Resources and at the same time, kayo rin po ang head ng procuring entity. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Bakit hindi po yung USEC for Procurement ang head ng procuring entity or ng HOPE? Bakit po yung sa Human Resources po? Kayo po, yung opisina po ninyo, ang pagkakaalam ko sa Human Resources, kayo po yung sa mga recruitment ng tao, tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yung po yung trabaho ninyo, tama po ba?
Ang trabaho ko po, Mr. Chair, is Human Resource, then I have the National Educators Academy of the Philippines.
As one of the signatories of DepEd checking account, alongside USEC, Annalyn Sevilla, I signed check related to the department's confidential fund and recall that each one amounted to 37,500,000. So ito pong 37,500,000, ilang beses po kayong nagpirma ng cheque in connection dito sa 37,000? Ilang 37,500,000 pong cheque ang napirmahan po ninyo? Habang HOPE po kayo?
Mr. Chair, I'm not very sure if it's 2 or 3.
Okay.
It should be around that.
2 or 3. So more or less, mga nasa 54 million. Pirmahan po ninyo. Tama po?
Yeah, but separate checks.
Apo, dalawang check na worth 37 times 74. Apo. Now, sabi po ninyo sa paragraph 4, between February 2023 to September 2023, I received a total of 9 envelopes labeled Hope. My current position in DepEd during that time.
Concurrent,
Ano po? Tama po ba?
concurrent position.
Yes.
Your Honor.
So tama po ba itong sinabi ninyo?
Yes,
Okay.
Mr.
Ano po
Chair.
yung laman nitong siyam na envelope na to?
It's 50,000 pesos.
50,000. So 50,000 times 9. So for 9 months, ilang buwan po kayong naging Hope? 9 months?
May I explain that?
Yes, please.
I've been receiving that envelope, but I never opened it while I was at DepEd. Some of my friends, when I left, they saw that those envelopes still intact, not opened. So I actually didn't know how much money there was in each of the envelope.
But how did you know na pera po ang
When I
laman?
retired already, I was asking for an exit call so I could
You were
return
asking for?
an exit call when I was leaving already DepEd because I wanted to return those envelopes,
Okay.
but I wasn't able to have that exit call. I wasn't able to return, but so I sought some advice, and they just advised me to donate it to a non-government organization, which I did. And that's the only time that I opened those envelopes in front of the people that I was donating it. And it was 50,000 per envelope.
So 50,000 times 9,
It's 450 po. And
450.
they issued me a receipt for that 450.
Okay. Sino po nag-issue ng receipt?
Yung the one who, it's an
The one
it's
na...
an NGO that
Okay,
I
so
donated
yung
the money.
pinag-donate po ninyo.
Yes.
Do you have that receipt?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Can we
Yes,
have a
Mr.
copy
Chair.
of the receipt,
Yes,
ma'am?
Mr. Chair.
Thank you po. So, buwan-buwan po, nakakatanggap po kayo ng 50,000 at sinasabi po netong si Assistant Secretary Sunshine Fajarda. Sabi po ninyo sa kanya, itong envelope na to ay galing po from the Office of Vice President Sara Duterte o galing kay BP. So, ano po ba ang trabaho nito ni Assistant Secretary Sunshine Fajarda?
She used to be the head executive assistant.
Heya.
And then she became an assistant secretary.
Okay. At ang asawa po niya, sabi po ninyo dito, si Edward Fajarda, siya naman po ang Special Disbursement Officer. Tama po ba?
Yes.
Okay. So, ibig sabihin po, itong mag-asawa po, si Sunshine Fajarda at si Edward Fajarda ay very close po talaga sa Vice President. Tama po ba? Masasabi po ba ninyo na very close sila?
I couldn't say that po.
Pero the fact na si Sunshine Fajarda ay Heya, so siya po yung laging kasama. Tama po ba?
If you're the Heya, you're usually the one who has trust and confidence from the
Yes,
president.
trust and confidence. So ang ano po ba yung mga trabaho kadalasan ng Heya?
It's really doing the
Parang chief of staff din po yan
Yes.
Tama po ba? So pag dumating na si Heya at may sinabi pong instruction sa inyo, parang ang kausap na rin po ninyo yung boss. Tama po ba?
yes,
So,
Mr.
okay.
Chair.
So ito po bang so tuwing nagpupunta po siya sa inyo, sabi ninyo 9 months. Sunod-sunod nagbibigay po siya ng envelope na may laman pong 50,000. Tuwing nagpupunta po siya sa inyo, sinasabi po niya galing kay VP. Tama po ba?
Kami po yung umaakyat sa
Umakyat kayo.
Office of the Secretary.
Saan po kayo umakyat? Saang office po?
Sa Office of the Secretary. Kasi that's where she holds office.
Sa office ni Assistant Secretary Fajarda.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Chair.
By the way, ito po bang opisina po niya? Gaano po ito kalayo sa opisina ni BP Sara?
The same
Same office. So, ibig sabihin, isang opisina lang po silang dalawa. Okay. Pero kasi normally po, yung USEC ang nagpapatawag ng ASEC eh. Tama po ba? Tama po ba? Kasi mas mataas po yung USEC kaysa sa ASEC eh. But this time, yung ASEC po ang nagpapatawag sa USEC. Tama po ba?
Baliktad.
Yes, Chair.
Okay. So, yun po eh hindi naman normal. Kasi normally talaga ang boss ng ASEC, yung USEC. Tama po ba? Okay. So, the fact na kayo po ay pinatatawag ng ASEC, ibig sabihin po talaga, talagang very close at talagang parang very close siya sa secretary. Tama po ba? Parang alter ego po siya. Okay. Paki-describe nyo nga yung opisina ng Office of the Vice President at saka ito pong opisina ni Assistant Secretary Sunshine Fajarda. Ano po ba yan? Kunyari, halimbawa, ito po, isang opisina to. Meron lang po ba siya doong table o meron din siyang sariling opisina doon?
May sarili siyang...
May sariling opisina. So, para siyang chief of staff doon. Okay. Pero lahat yan under ng Office of the Secretary. Kasi normally po, ang mga may opisina lang po doon, USEC. Tama po ba? Ang mga USEC po, may kanya-kanyang opisina. Tama po ba?
Sa baba po.
Sa baba. Yung mga ASEC po, may mga opisina rin po ba?
Yes,
Saan po? Sa baba rin?
Naka-scattered kasi madami.
Naka-scattered. So, ibig sabihin, on top dun sa opisina niya as ASEC, meron din siyang opisina sa loob ng opisina ng secretary as HEA. No po, Chair.
Wala. Yun lang yung office niya.
Yun lang ang office niya. So, ibig sabihin
kasama
talaga...
Kasama din niya yung USEC, yung Chief of Staff.
Okay.
Ang nag-office doon, Chief of Staff at saka yung ASEC.
Doon sa loob ng opisina ng secretary.
Okay. Yes.
So, yun lang po. Salamat po. Yes, with the indulgence of...
Si J. Conggon po. Buwan-buwan. Ano po ang pakiramdam ninyo? Bakit hindi niyo po binuksan?
I must admit that I was uncomfortable with those envelopes, but...
Sohol?
Parang ang hirap din kasi sure if others
malinaw
are
po na
receiving,
sohol.
ang hirap I didn't know if others are receiving. I cannot say. So ang ginawa ko na lang is I had this pouch that iniiwan ko lang sa office. Nilalagay ko lang doon yung mga binibigay sa akin na pera.
Sa pakiramdam po ninyo, para po saan yun?
Ang feeling ko is she has naman resources to give to she has probably personal resources that she can share to her people, and I'm not really, ayoko mag-speculate, but the only thing I could say is I'm comfortable with it.
Sanay magbigay si Inday, madaling sabi po.
Your procuring entity, tapos may natatanggap po kayo na buwan ng 50,000?
As I mentioned, it is uncomfortable, and that's precisely the reason why I wasn't opening it at all. I was just putting it in one pouch.
Malinaw.
The Chair,
Mr.
would
Chair,
like to recognize Congresswoman Luistro.
thank you. My question is addressed to Ma'am Mercado. Ma'am, do you confirm when you were still in DepEd, you were occupying concurrently USEC for HR and HOPE?
Yes.
Sabay po yun. When were you appointed as Undersecretary for Human Resources and Organizational Development?
We were all appointed together by the President July, but I only assumed...
Can you please state that the year?
July 2022 po.
Okay.
But I only assumed office in August 15, 2022 because I was still winding up my work with another office.
So, you would agree with me if I say that you were appointed as USEC for HR July 22, but you assumed the position August 15, 2022?
Yes,
With
Mr.
respect to your appointment as head of procuring entity, Kailan po kayo na-appoint?
That's February 2023.
February 2023. Let's go back to your appointment as USEC for HR. From August 15, 2022, kayo po ba ay pinaakyat din ni ASEC Sunshine to receive this envelope which you refused to open?
Not on 2020. I don't recall 2022. We have we have gifts on December, but I don't recall a monthly thing before that.
In other words, from August 15, 2022, that is the date of your appointment as USEC for HR, until before February 2023, which is your appointment as head of procuring entity, you are not receiving any envelope from ASEC Sunshine.
No.
And you will confirm that this envelope started only when you were appointed as head of procuring entity.
It's actually not very clear to me anymore, but I recall we also received some amounts in 2022, but it's very vague to me anymore. So, and then I don't have the envelope. So, parang it wasn't.
So how do you receive those amounts which are vague, not regular, if there are no envelopes?
No, I think it's only once. It's like a Christmas bonus. Pero siguro hindi siya naka-envelope kasi I didn't keep it.
Tama po bang sabihin, ma'am, na yun pong regular monthly envelope which you later on found out contains 50,000 per envelope ay nag-umpisa lamang nung kayo na-appoint as head of procuring entity?
As far as I'm still keeping those envelopes, so I would like to say yes.
Yes, because it is very clear from your affidavit, no? This envelope started in February and ended in September of 2023. And earlier you said kayo po'y na-appoint bilang Hope noong February 2023. And prior to that, since your appointment in August 15, 2022, wala kayong nare-recall regular envelope which you were receiving from ASEC Sunshine. Can you please enlighten us? What is with Hope? Bakit dun lang po nag-umpisa itong envelope na ito upon your appointment as head of procuring entity?
It's a very difficult task, especially for someone who has not tried to be one before. Parang it's an area that I really evaded all my entire government life. But I needed, there's just too many already pending procurement at that time. So when I was asked if I could be designated as the Hope, I first referred them to other people who are seasoned in procurement, like sina Yusek Repsi, but Yusek Repsi was already too preoccupied with operations. So I finally accepted the position, and it was difficult because I have to study the procurement law, and I was given I had a lawyer and someone who was already a retiree to review the documents with me when we signed the contracts. And I had commitment from when I accepted the post. I made it a family decision, you know. Like among the execom, I asked our legal before Yusek Brady and ASEC Amanda Nograles, that everything that I signed has to be thoroughly reviewed by legal. And so I had that commitment of support from everyone in the execom, and so I accepted the post.
In brief, ma'am, can you please enlighten us, why do you say na mahirap, difficult ang position ng Hope?
Because you have to read through you have to look through all the documents, and it's like
which documents, ma'am?
Everything that goes through the bidding process. I am not part of the bidding process itself, but on the time that I was appointed, I was the one tasked to form the structure of who's chair for BAC 1, BAC 2. So I spoke to all the people which I know I will have comfort to chair specific committees at specific BAC. But the process of bidding, I'm not part of it because you have to maintain you have to make sure that you're not enmeshed with the process itself, but you're just reviewing to make sure that the vice president secretary is protected with everything that I signed because it's a delegated function.
In other words,
she's supposed to be the hope.
In other words, ma'am, you're the person who check all the documents coming from BAC before the vice president signs or approves.
No, I sign because
you sign for the.
I have to sign because I'm the one. The hope signs. It's delegated to me already.
And you will agree with me if I would say that you consider it difficult because it concerns matter about procurement and bidding.
Yes.
Where there are a lot of issues surrounding, sometimes
and it's just
issues about bribery and corruption. You agree with me?
Yes.
And what do you think is the reason kung bakit yung envelope nag-start lang during your appointment as Hope? Bakit po walang envelope nung HR pa lang kayo? Tapos biglang nagka-envelope nung naging Hope kayo?
I think it's like an allowance maybe for an extra work because sometimes I have to stay until midnight to look at the documents. When sometimes I have
If that is just an allowance, ma'am, then the rest of the officials of the DepEd should be receiving also their respective envelopes. Do you think so? Don't you think so, ma'am? If that is just an allowance.
Ngayon, present na mga kababayan in Congress yung pouch na pinag-ipunan niya ng envelope na binibigay sa kanya ng Assistant Secretary ni Inday na sa tingin ng mga congressmen, bribe po, so whole, para hindi umimik si Inday sa mga salamangka na nangyayari po sa procurement gamit yung confidential funds. Ito po, mga kababayan.
Ang sakit naman noon, ordinaryo lang akong trabahante tapos inano ka ng Vice President, di ba? It's very painful.
Mami, nagtama po kayo. I hope you don't mind. Gusto ko lang pong malaman kasi sabi po ninyo 40 years na po kayo.
I'm 65, sir, but I...
So at the time when you were appointed as USEC noong 2022 ba? 2022?
Ayan po, mga kababayan, yung pouch na pinaglagyan niya ng... ito yung mga envelope na may 50,000 bawat isa. 9 envelope siya. Hindi niya masikmura kasi kahit hindi niya sabihin, alam niyang bribe. Dinonate na lang niya, mga kababayan, sa isang NGO. At may resibo daw siya. Madaling sabi, mga kababayan, may mga honest pa rin tayo sa gobyerno. Sa kanya, still honesty is the best policy. Kaya hindi na siya naniniwala ng honesty. Sanay na po. Ituloy natin ang pagtatanong ni Luistro.
Then the rest of the officers of DepEd should have their own envelopes as well.
Mr. Chair, that's precisely the reason why I did not open any of it. Because
I understand.
That was very uncomfortable.
I understand. And that leads me to the next question, ma'am. Why were you so uncomfortable with the envelope when you believe that that is just an allowance?
Because, ma'am, I'm 40 years, Mr. Chair, I'm 40 years in government. The only time I have an ombudsman case is when I advised my principal not to sign an importation, when I was the Deputy Cabinet Secretary, and I advised my principal not to sign an importation because there was no rice crisis. That's my only ombudsman. I have to protect that name. Self-made po kami. I come from Samar. I was a scholar since I was grade 1 until I took my PhD.
Ayaw niyang masira yung pangalan niya.
My name, Your Honor. And am in the home stretch of my career, and then I'm being thrown into that position, which I have no control because I'm only studying it. So that's my...
Ma'am, I wish to remind you of the terminologies which you mentioned already. With all due respect po sa inyo, no? Because I want to elicit this information from you. Kanina po sabi nyo, the position, the job of hope is very difficult. Do you confirm?
Yes.
Yes. And you did not open the envelope because you feel so uncomfortable. Do you confirm?
Yes.
And then recently you made mention na it was only once that I had this case with the Ombudsman. Do you confirm?
Yes, ma'am.
And you also made mention that you wish to protect yourself. Do you confirm?
Yes.
And the reason, ma'am, is because you believe that that envelope is a bribe. Do you agree with me? Because otherwise, you will not appreciate the job as difficult. You will not uncomfortable opening what you believe is allowance. You will not be thinking about the Ombudsman case. You will not be thinking about protecting yourself. The reason why you are considering all these concerns is because you believe that the envelope is a bribe. Do you agree? Yes or no, ma'am?
It's kind of harsh word to use, bribe, because if...
or should I say, it is a means to influence your decision being the hope?
It could be.
You said yes to that? You said it could be.
Could be.
I wish to manifest, Mr. Chair.
Malinaw pong bribe, Sohol. Ayaw na lang niyang sabihin nyo na Sohol. It's harsh niya to say that word. Pero alam niya, kaya hindi niya tinatanggap kasi Sohol galing kay Inday. Ganon katindi po. Malamang sa malamang po, other than yung impeachment na inihanda na po ni, pinakita na sa interview ni Christian Esguerra, may inihanda na pong impeachment case laban kay Inday, si Trillanes. Pag hindi niya nag-file yung Congress, any member of the Congress hindi nag-file ng impeachment complaint laban kay Inday, ako magpa-file. So other than the impeachment complaint, mga kababayan, baka makaso si Inday ng plunder. Yan sabi rito ni Congressman Chua, BP Duterte's alleged fund misuse can be considered a plunder case. Sa kabaga mga kababayan, gusto ninyo si Inday maging Pangulo? Baka malimas po ang kaba ng bayan. Sa mga naghanap ng malinis and spacious fitness gym, pumunta lang po kayo sa aming Colossal Fitness Gym. We also offer Grab Car Rental with our brand new 2023 model ng Toyota Innova. We also accept booking for those who are planning to travel via PAL, Cebu Pacific, and other airline companies, local and international, and bills payment for Meralco Bills, PLDT, Aleco Bills, etc. Ang Colossal Fitness Gym is located at 3rd floor Security Bank Building, Landco Business Park, Legazpi City, Albay. For inquiries, look for Chilon Maravillas. Contact number 0966-802-0949. Yan yung aming Innova. Lagi na pong matao sa amin. Pati mga foreigners po, tingnan ninyo. Mga British tourists sila. Ang lalaki ng katawan na, mga kababayan, nag-gym sa amin. Ito naman po, Indian National. Ito mga mga European sila. Ito naman yung bago naming product na binibenta online, Eye Glow Serum. Whitening po siya galing sa South Korea. Tingnan ninyo yung epekto sa aking anak na architect entrepreneur, Riz Maravillas. For inquiries, look for Riz Maravillas on FB. Ito naman po, Firmax Firming and Lifting Cream. Pinapahid po ito sa mga pulses and affected area. Mainam po ito sa mga pains at paninigas na mga kaso-kasuan. Ito po, Automax Radiant Serum. Sa mukha naman yung application. Anti-aging po siya. You will look 10 years younger than your age. Sa mga cancer patients naman po, baka lang gusto ninyo itong itry. Nengxia Red Mixed Fruit Drink. Hindi man po siya gamot, food supplement siya. Kaya lang, gawa siya mga kababayan sa goji berry. Yung goji berry may anti-cancer properties. Yung mga inquiries ninyo, dumiretso na lang kayo sa aming messenger sa Facebook para masagot namin agad. Ayos po, ako po si Dante Maravillas. Bye-bye. God bless.